92.7 QLZ, Styles and Kaytie.
Talk about a big, monstrous, if you will, couple days for the band Disturbed. Dan from the group joins us on the phone. Brother, first and foremost, congratulations on all the buzz and the excitement. I mean, you're the first day out of the Vengeful One video being on YouTube. You guys rack up over 1 million views on it. How did that make you feel knowing that the fan base had been wanting it and they're excited that you guys are back?
Insane. It's insane. I mean, I'm just overwhelmed. I'm emotional over it. I can't believe the kind of response we've been getting. I mean, it's just it's nice to see that this long of a break that we came back swinging. The fans have been waiting patiently for it, and they, reassured us that they've always been loyal to us after all these years. I'm just very appreciative of it, and it's been a tough secret to keep. To have this album kind of in the can, waiting to let the fans know that we secretly had it recorded, we're ready to go, and letting them know that the hiatus is over, and we're just excited to get going again.
Now, talking about that secret, with today being social media, everything, everywhere, how were you guys able to keep it secret, one? And two, why keep it so secret leading up to the release of the single and then the album announcement?
Well, yeah, I mean, of course, like you mentioned, with social media, it's so difficult to do anything without being leaked and getting out there. But I think we kind of used that to our advantage. So in the way that we were recording the album in Las Vegas, but me and Mike, our drummer, would come home as much as we could on the weekends, and we would use social media to make sure that we're posting that we're home. And he's in Waukesha, Wisconsin. I'm in Chicago, and we're trying to post all these things that were, with the families and the kids and our friends, so that any rumors that people had early on, it would kind of squash that when they said, well, I don't think they can't be recording because I just seen Dan posted he's, in Chicago doing this or doing that. So we try to use that social media in our favor to kind of get people off the scent of it. And the reason for the secret is we just want a little different process this time around. When we went in the studio, we had no time frame, no deadline. We just wanted to really take our time with it. We didn't want to speak too soon to the fans. We didn't want to say something too early on, make them have to wait some more for it. And we figured at this point it would be a nice surprise and a nice gift to them to have it finished and then just drop the song when nobody even knew that we were even talking. And then here's the new single, and everybody get excited about it again, knowing that it's going to be coming sooner than they expected.
This time around, you chose to work with Kevin Churko, who has a pretty massive resume from Five Finger Death Punch, Papa Roach, in This Moment. What made you work with him on this album?
Last summer we went out. Once we realized we wanted to do things a little bit differently this time, we recorded everything in the past here in Chicago. And we thought maybe we should, just get out of our hometown for a minute. Let's just go somewhere we could kind of get away from it and see if there was somebody out there that we gelled with, somebody that we had a chemistry with. And time was on our side, and that was the great thing. So we took some meetings with some big legendary producers, and we just spent a couple days with each guy, and we just seen. It was a really good eye-opening experience. We had some great moments. And when we got in there with Churko, it was just almost instantly, I'd say within the first hour or two at the most, we were already writing the title track, Immortalized. And that came out of nowhere. It wasn't any idea even coming in there. I just said, hey, let's throw it on a beat and let me just write a riff. And I just came up with the riff on the moment, and David came up with the melody on the moment. So it just seemed undeniable that there was a chemistry being in the room with him. And he's a very creative, very talented guy, and he's somebody that we could bounce ideas off of, and he could do the same to us. He's just another talented musician in the room that could just, maybe push us or suggest things that maybe we wouldn't be thinking. So it was just, we hit it off really, really quick with them.
92.7 QLZ, talking with Dan Donegan of the band Disturbed. Their new album going to be in stores coming up in August called Immortalized. You spoke a little bit about working with Kevin Churko, and how was the writing process different this time around as compared to the other albums you've done in the past?
Yeah, much different. Being that in the past few albums, with us living in different states, it's nice to have the technology to. Everybody has a Pro Tools rig, and we send files to each other, and it gets the ideas going. But this time we made it a point to make sure that we, if it takes getting on a plane and going to each other's places, to get back in a room together and be what a band should be what Disturbed was in the beginning of our careers, of being locked up in a room together. And I flew out to David's a couple times, and we wrote there. He flew back to Chicago a couple times. We wrote here. So even though we could send each other the files, like I said, just to get the initial idea out there, once we got in the room, it was just back to the old way of just jamming and just working out these ideas. And when we entered the studio this time, it was different in the sense that the past few albums, we usually did all the pre-production ahead of time, so we would enter the studio just to record what the ideas were, what we had. This time we went in with these strong but raw, kept them raw enough to know that we're okay to make some changes in the moment. As we're creating or tracking with Kevin Churko, maybe we take some of those moments. We might have a magical moment as we're tracking to change it up. And so I think the collaboration was a lot more this time, or more than any time in our career, to where we were fine-tuning everything, from every lyric that was sung and every riff that was played and every beat that was played. And every suggestion, every opinion was welcome. And we tried. Anytime somebody said, hey, try this, we would try it, and we would just go with whatever the best idea was.
All right. Well, I want to know who said to try doing a cover of Simon and Garfunkel, because, Disturbed, Simon and Garfunkel, it sounds like it wouldn't go together.
Right. Well, we've kind of had that history of picking songs that people won't expect from us, and especially this one of any band that we've ever covered, or any artist. So obviously we have a great deal of respect for Simon and Garfunkel, and as we were discussing, hey, do we want to take a shot at another cover song? I think we all kind of open up our iTunes libraries. We're kind of combing through what we have, and I think at some point, we're just thinking of which decade do we want to look at, the 70s, 80s, 90s, whatever. And I think Mike had suggested, he already seen the Simon Garfunkel. He said, what about Simon Garfunkel? And we started thinking about the songs, and we look for a song that we connect with, that we like the lyrics on. And that one, we really dug the song. So it now became the challenge of, well, how do we turn this into a Disturbed song? How do we do the song justice to respect the artist that wrote it, but do enough to it to make it our own? And so that's the thing that I always love about it, the challenge of always trying to put our stamp on it in some way. And with that being said, we wanted to think outside the box completely on it. I kind of was pushing the guys musically on this. It was a little bit of resistance there of trying to convince them that the idea that I had musically was to completely take a left turn on this. And let's have something that David's vocals are really going to carry this song from start to finish. It's more about the vocal performance, and it's more about him being very vulnerable and him taking his vocals in a place that the fans haven't heard before. And there's a nice, great bed of music that builds throughout the song, but it doesn't overshadow the vocal performance, and that was very important. What we were trying to achieve. And once we got in there, I think people are going to hear this, and they're going to be shocked of hearing David go somewhere vocally that they've never seen him go before. So it kind of surpassed, as we tracked it, our own expectations. So we were loving it. I'm glad it turned out the way it did.
Awesome. Well, we're looking forward to it. Immortalized, the brand new album coming out in August. The first single, The Vengeful One. You guys hear it on 92.7 QLZ. Dan, thank you so much for the time, brother, and we look forward to the album. And hopefully, I'm thinking there's going to be a tour announcement at some point soon.
Well, hopefully soon. Now that the cat's out of the bag, we're definitely speaking with our agent, and he's trying to work things out with promoters, trying to find the right routing and right bands that we want to hook up with. And that's the next step. We're back in full force, so we're just waiting patiently ourselves now to put something together so we can get back and get on stage.
Awesome. Well, once again, we're looking forward to it. Dan, thank you for the time today, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks, guys. Take care.
Thank you.
Online, on your radio, and now in your pants.
What?
Your phone, it's in your pants.
Oh.
Get the app now at WQLZ.com.